CRN Digital Talk. And go to crntalk.com for more information on other show times. And don't forget to take us with you by downloading the CRN app on the App Store.
Live across America, the PM Show with Mike Horn on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Hey, welcome to the big weekend edition of the PM Show. I am Michael Horn. Glad to have you all with us. Paul Stern joining us once again. Hello, Paul.
Hey, Mike. Good to be with you. We got an exciting edition ahead today of the PM Show.
Lots of stuff happening on the PM Show today. Lots of stuff to comment on. Lots of things trending. And we got it all for you here. Hope you're going to have yourself a good, safe weekend. If you're having a birthday this weekend, you're in good company because this weekend, Friday, Carl Reiner, 93 years of age. 93. Hal Linden, 84. Actor William Hurt, 65. It's just interesting. Holly Hunter, the actress, 57. So if you're having a birthday, happy birthday to you. Actor Bradley Cooper's relationship with Suki Waterhouse reportedly over. People magazine said the relationship ended actually in January, although the two appeared together at the Oscars. Their relationship started back in 2013. Give them a break. Let them have some relax and have some fun. I was at spring training, Paul Stern. I thank you for filling in on the What's Cooking show throughout the week over there. It was great to go to spring training. You and I went many years ago to the Angel Camp, didn't we?
We did. What was it? The spring training into Arizona?
Arizona. I went there again and I saw the Angels play the Dodgers and the Cubbies play the Dodgers. And when you and I went a few years back, I was amazed because I, used to listen to spring training a la Dodger, Florida style when they were in Vero Beach, and everybody talked about they'd have a series of sliding exercises or bunting exercises. And
fundamentals.
The fundamentals and all that kind of going away, although this new guy with the Dodgers there, their president, says that, they're trying to get back to the fundamentals. The new president of the Dodgers, Andrew Friedman, says they're trying to get back to that because when they played in Florida, when the Dodgers were in Florida, it took about 2 or 3 hours to get to some of the games. In Florida, the longest distance you drive is 40 minutes. That was the shortest distance in Florida. So those that warm up and spring train in Florida in the Grapefruit League travel more than those teams, 13, 15 teams that take their spring training in Arizona. So, it's good to get out to the game and see what's going on. They're doing a little more fundamentals. They have more time to work on some of that bunting and stuff. But when you and I were there, we saw Troy Percival, the great relief pitcher for the Angels, playing with an electric, one of those remote control cars out there in center field.
Now, I got to say that when we were there some years back, there was a lot of clouding around going on, not a lot of concentration on the fundamentals, as we say.
Yes, and we like those fundamentals as the way it wants to go. I went fundamentally, had a dinner last night with probably one of the best baseball minds in the world today, and that, of course, Thomas Charles Lasorda at a beautiful Ruth's Chris restaurant. I mean, I wanted to have dinner with Tommy, so I didn't waste any time. I just said, Tommy, you want to have dinner? And he says, his first thing was, he said, do you have any connections? And I said, connections? I said, by the time you say yes, I'll have some connections. So we connected up. He wanted to know where we were going to go. And I said, Ruth's Chris, and he said, oh, Ruth's Chris, that's a great place. So he already had something else to do that night, but he cut his first dinner short so he could attend my dinner at around 8:30, was about 9 o'clock. I believe he ate beforehand because Sean, one of the great guys that is his assistant, said, are you going to eat? And he said, of course, I came here for dinner. So, the big, thick filet, and didn't want to have a salad. Tommy did not want to have a salad until he saw my tomatoes, onions, and lettuce with the blue cheese crumbles. And then he said, I like tomatoes. So we got him a salad as well.
It takes a real connoisseur, if you will, that can actually kind of eat and then eat again.
Yeah, it does. I'm actually getting into that role, and it's starting to really upset me.
It's an accomplishment.
It is. And then I passed along some side dishes, and he said, corn. He says, I came here for a steak. And then somebody passed cream spinach, and he seemed to really gravitate towards the cream spinach. And he ordered as a side dish. What would you order at first as a side dish with a beautiful steak, Paul?
Well, I would have gone for that creamed corn that you kind of mentioned.
Well, he went with a baked potato. And the corn wasn't creamed. I got it healthy. It's fire roasted these days. And let me tell you, emphasis on the fire. We'll continue straight ahead here on CRN. It's the PM Show. Michael Horn and Paul Stern.
It's the end of quarter clearance sale at Lumber Liquidators. 10 million square feet of flooring must be reduced. That means it's your chance to get laminate for 48% off, like our thickest and best 12 millimeter with attached pad for $149. Bamboo for 33% off, like hand scraped bamboo for $199. The lowest price of the season. Pre-finished hardwood for 38% off, like hand scraped hickory and other hardwood styles for $299. Plus more deals from 49 cents and no interest until 2017. The end of quarter clearance sales going on now. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
We are perfectionists. We do it right and don't stop until the job is done. We build commercial zero-turn mowers with maneuverability, power, and comfort. Who are we? We are Kubota. Now, during our More Power to You sales event, you can get long-term financing as low as 0% APR on new commercial-grade Z700 series mowers.
For more information or to find a participating dealer, go to Kubota.com.
Welcome back here to the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn along with Paul Stern. I like that Kubota. A friend of mine has a Kubota vehicle that he drives around a lot. Those things are real good workhorses. And there's another company from India that is, I'll get it onto the...
Tutu?
No, I'll tell you about it. There's a big story coming up. We'll have it for you in just a little bit here on the PM Show, so stay with us. But, I flew to Florida. I flew to Arizona. You and I drove. We're in Hollywood, California here at the CRN Broadcast Center. And it was, about a 5-hour drive or something from Los Angeles to Phoenix?
The better part of a day.
5 hours is not the whole day.
I think it was a little bit more than 5 hours. 5 hours.
360 miles. There's a sign from Phoenix to Los Angeles. So you go 60 miles an hour. You multiply 6 times 6 is, I get 36, isn't it? So that's 360 miles. That's about a 6-hour drive, 5 or 6 hours. Here's the thing. You get on the plane and you have to you get ready to go and you get your ride to the airport. Then you got to gas up the rental car, drop it off, go into, wait for a while, get checked in a real long line, then hustle all over to get to the plane. And so by the time you really look at it all, it's about a 4-hour entertainment package there. The flight is 1 hour, but by the time you get there 2 hours before and then pick up your luggage and everything. So to me, it might be easier just to get in the old Sternmobile and drive.
What do you mean an entertainment package?
Well, I was worried while I was on the flight because apparently someone posted on Facebook about this terrible flight from really from hell, if I could say it. It's apparently, and you've all been on these flights, I'm sure.
Are you referring to the British Airways flight from London to Dubai?
Were you the one that had to make an emergency turnaround after someone apparently ate a little too much creamed spinach and beef? And actually, I'm sure this has happened before because I've thought about this when I've sat near the last row or so of the plane. There's been some strange odors wafting around in the tail of that plane. And speaking of tail, apparently it was so strong that the pilot had to actually I'm not kidding, had to make an emergency turnaround and re-land, and they had to wait 15 hours for another flight out because they thought the air might be toxic.
That is the report that came.
Toxic.
That is the report that
What did this guy eat, for God's sakes?
There's been a lot of debate back here at CRN Digital Talk.
Come on
whether or not this is a legitimate story.
Well, it was posted on Facebook. It must be real.
It came from the Huffington Post, and they mentioned British Airways specifically, a 7-hour flight from London to Dubai. That after just a half hour in air, the flight did return back to London due to again this odor.
I'm telling you. And all the scares and the worries about safety and terrorism and all that stuff, all you'd have to do is load some poor schlub up with a bunch of green peppers and he'd put a pretty good scare on that plane, if you know what I mean. I remember one time on a flight, I think it was to Arizona.
It was coming back, actually.
Here's the thing.
Tucson to Los Angeles.
Who in their right mind eats a full meal before they get on a plane? And apparently you and I, with the late, great pal of our Chef Piero Biondi, did just that.
And the lovely Liz Tang.
That was it. The PR person, Liz Tang, took us to her favorite spicy sushi restaurant.
Korean sushi.
Korean sushi. Paul did not necessarily like sushi. nor spicy.
I ordered a chicken dish.
He ordered a chicken dish where everybody else was having what is served there. It's like you go in, you order a steak at a steakhouse, you order sushi at a Korean sushi place, and you got the chicken, which, if it's Korean, sometimes you wonder if it really is chicken. But anyway.
I got food poisoning.
You got on the plane. And I've never seen you look so putrid in my life. You started to immediately perspire, uncontrollably. You were sitting in your seat, and before the flight even took off, and you never, ever go into the lavatory, you went in there at least 2 or 3 stops into that lavatory. And
there were quite a few. It kind of came back up on me.
By the 3rd time you were there, you had the buckle almost undone before you closed that automatic door, and the X came on that said occupied. And then you had to wait until the flight actually did take off, and you tried to sleep, but I don't think that worked, did it?
It was a rough flight, a 1-hour flight. If I
it was remember. It was a 1 hour from hell. I'm telling you. And so you can imagine these poor people on this British Airways jet with some guy that loaded up on sriracha and cheese and chilies and whatever else he had, and apparently. And I don't know how this can happen because I've pressed those flush buttons on those toilets, and they'll whisk anything that's standing in the way there, including you, right down off the jet engine if you can. And it's like this. You would think they could actually get the smell to go out that same way, but apparently this came wafting through the actual plane where they were distributing some of the fine cuisine that they had. Imagine if you will, you look at the menu. I can't imagine. You look at the menu, and there's the assorted cheeses that they could give to you. There is, maybe some kind of a dry sandwich, and there might be a couple of entrees, maybe lasagna, and possibly corn and chicken and sauce. And you're ordering one of those things up and just about ready to delve into it when through the cabin comes this sort of an air of somebody in distress. Somebody in distress. You can imagine the terror that was on this flight, and they literally had to turn this thing around and land it on the tarmac, and no one was allowed to do anything, strike a match or do any kind of sparks or something because they were afraid they might blow out the tail of the plane.
If you believe the story, because I'm kind of wondering.
You posted it on Facebook.
I did post.
You posted it. It must be real if you posted it.
Well, I don't know if it's real or not. I checked with the Magic Matt back here at the station, and he's convinced that it is a true story.
That it is?
That it is.
He would, because you've seen what he eats, sriracha and pizza and pepperoni. He knows. He knows you can get into trouble. Here's my advice to you travelers. Don't eat, don't drink a lot before you get on the plane. Kind of pace yourself. Wait till you get off the plane and then really, pig out if you want to. But at the beginning, just take it kind of easy and go with a little bit of an empty stomach. So you're like, craving some of those, I was on Southwest Airlines and they had some delicious, I'm telling you, these were some of the very best and carefully harvested peanuts with some kind of a honey sauce on top of them. And apparently it's been a boon at the Southwest Airlines corporate offices because they didn't give me one tiny little bag. I actually got 2. And she kind of cheapened up on the way back because I got 2 bags. I got a 2-bagger of the peanuts and I got a 2-bagger of the pretzels. But this woman just gave me the 2 baggers of the peanuts. Apparently she looked at me and thought maybe at dinner with Time with a Sword, let him forego the pretzels. And so those will not upset your stomach. However, and here's another little tip you can have. I've heard sometimes the water isn't as good on planes, and I probably make the mistake of ordering coffee, which is made from the water in some of those tanks, and that might have some kind of dysentery in it.
Some people will actually say that you should decline the offer of the ice.
Yeah.
Do not let them put the ice in your cup.
Pretend like you're taking a trip to Mexico and refuse the ice. Take your own ice. But, this is on Facebook, and this was what was the airline again?
British Airways.
Can we get any survivors from that flight? See, could Courtney get one lined up on the show? Did they all survive, by the way? I heard one guy turned kind of green and passed out. They had to give him some... Actually, I think some of the masks dropped down from the ceiling, didn't they? Even the pilot put one on. He was able to get the plane back down. That, when you see that emergency, I think they should put up there on the wall, where, they have the X for seat belts, so you go on there, no smoking. They should have an emergency fart beacon, so that if there's a problem on the plane, the mask will come down, and the people can put it on their face first over there while some poor guy is relieving himself in aisle 23. And please, if you're in the exit row, do not eat before you get on board the plane. Thank you.
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right, for you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right, in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob's. They're getting bigger and bigger every day. And little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And, of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy's special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, by golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
We've all been to a holiday gathering where someone gets on our nerves. Dr. Margaret Warenberg.
Focus your thoughts on the good reasons you're going instead of focusing on the tension. Get your humor on. Just anticipate what's going to go wrong. For example, your son-in-law drinks too much, or your brother always wants to pick a political fight. Plan a lighthearted response and then how to walk away and disengage from it.
If you're there a few days, take a real break.
Just say, this time I think I'm going to stay in a hotel and don't discuss it. And then you'll have, hopefully, your own vehicle so that you can go and get away and start your morning more peacefully and just have a quiet place where you can retreat without worrying who's around you.
Finally, don't rely on rides to a hotel or family gathering. You can decrease your tension just knowing that you can leave when you want. Dr. Warenberg's book is The 10 Best Anxiety Busters. That's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP. I'm Aileen Ellis.
Have you ever considered adding a home security system but thought it would be too expensive? Here's the good news. There's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home, valuables, and your loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Here's even better news. Your new system, worth $850, is free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and purchase monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Get the peace of mind that comes with owning an ADT monitored system, plus a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home. Call now, 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
PM show nationwide, coast to coast, CRN Digital Talk Radio. It's the weekend edition. I'm Michael Horn along with Paul Stern, checking out some of the trending news for you. Charlie Sheen is in the news. He has blasted the President Barack Obama, for Final Four picking. He says he's wasting valuable time. Charlie Sheen apparently unloading on President Obama, tearing him apart because he filled out an NCAA Final Four bracket. And Charlie told TMZ Sports, quoting now, "We deserve better from our president." I tend to agree with Charlie, and I think the president should be presidential. It seems like we keep watering it down a little more, especially during this president. It seems like he gets into the everyday of hoo-ha and playing around, and it's like, people are getting blown up. And I think the president should, for the most part, no matter Democrat or Republican, be handling things presidential. And Sheen apparently posted in a tweet, he ripped Barack Obama for making college basketball picks instead of attending funerals for soldiers.
Oh my God.
Now that's pretty raw. He said, "It's not cool. I don't care about the picks. I care about wasting that kind of time when the world is in the state it's in right now. We deserve better from our president, and I demand it." And, the president and the elected officials work for us. So,
yeah, what has Charlie Sheen ever done for the country?
Well, he doesn't have to. He's an actor. But the president is elected by us to be the president of the United States. So I don't think, I tend to agree with him.
Didn't he do that Oliver Stone film? Was it Platoon?
Yeah. But again, it's acting. It's like, unless the president's acting, if the president wants to be an actor, then he can fill out his bracket picks. and the news media picks up on that stuff, and then it makes it look as if the president's sitting around all day trying to pick who's going to win the basketball championships. So, I don't know. Kanye West has canceled his appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Wow. Jimmy Kimmel has that deal going where he has that running gag that Matt Damon's not going to be on. But another
Jimmy Kimmel had Obama on the program.
Yes, he did, and Obama plugged up the roadways.
Did Charlie Sheen comment on that?
No, I commented on that because, my ex-wife made some comment about how honored she was to see the president riding around on the freeway. And I said, next time you see him, give him directions to the Reagan Presidential Library and tell him to get a quick crash course on how to be president.
That's the presidential motorcade.
That was one of my favorite lines that I had. Anyway, Kanye West it's been reported he won't be appearing on Jimmy Kimmel Live this week as scheduled. He was set to appear on the show in Texas that Jimmy Kimmel's been on from Texas in San Antonio, and he was kind of participating in the Mean Tweets segment. And when President Barack Obama was on, Jimmy Kimmel sometimes, he goes off the deep end. He made the president read some terrible tweets that the president gets. Now, here's the thing. First, I don't believe the president should be on these late night shows. I think it's beneath him. He should be, again, presidential. But if he happens to be on them, then I don't believe in the host making him read maybe some mean tweets that say nasty things about him. It's just, there's no respect. Respect is missing these days. Now, anyway, so...
Remember that time Richard Nixon did that appearance on Laugh-In? I think they're still playing it.
Remember that? Sock it to me? I mean, that was a big deal for a president to do that. And then after that, no president was on anywhere, and it was like, that was it. Until now, we got Barack Obama on all these things.
Rekindled the interest.
No, he rekindled. And anyway, so... boy, my dog is in the studio right now, and apparently maybe had some of that, might have had some of that cream spinach that Tom.
Can we turn the broadcast back? No, we can't do that.
Please don't fly with pets on planes too, because they just don't know that they should know better. Anyway, and apparently, I may have to excuse myself from the show in a second. Anyway. Oh boy, it's getting thick in here. Angie, please, would you go out in the hallway?
You're making this stuff up, Mike. Please.
No,
please.
I'm not. I'm not making it up. I'm almost ready to.
You're making this
There's going to be some kind of gas mask coming on here in a second. Anyway, he was going to be, Kanye West was going to perform in a skit that poked fun of his award show interruptions. And there was a special set built for the entire skit. And the non-appearance might be due to Kanye's busy schedule. A representative for Kanye West said this. He said, quoting now, "We were never confirmed. We took extraordinary steps and worked directly with the show to make it happen. Logistics were insurmountable." End of quote. So no one's really too upset over the ordeal. But anyway, host Jimmy Kimmel joked of the non-show. If you don't like Kanye West, make sure to tune in Friday night not to see him. So, I spent some money on an actual set for him. That was really something. Tracy Morgan in that accident. Walmart is paying $10 million to kids of the comedian, the children of James McNair, the comedian who was killed in that crash that severely injured Tracy Morgan, won a $10 million settlement from Walmart, according to the court documentation. And McNair was killed when that Walmart truck driver plowed into the van carrying James McNair, Tracy Morgan, and a few others home from a show they just performed. The driver pled not guilty to vehicular homicide and awaits trial. Morgan's lawyer updated his condition, saying Tracy is working very hard to get better physically, emotionally, and mentally. And that's the good news. We continue straight ahead. It's the PM Show Weekend Edition.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now. 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Did you know that with a bachelor's degree, on average, you can make almost twice as much over a lifetime than a person with just a high school diploma? Yes! According to the U.S. Census Bureau, you can make almost twice as much. Going back to college is now easier than ever. There are select online colleges that provide laptops to their students. In fact, there are thousands of college programs on your laptop. You can go to college anywhere and everywhere right from a laptop. Call My College Laptop and you can find hundreds of programs from accredited colleges and universities nationwide. Start a new career in law enforcement, business, information technology, healthcare, and hundreds of others. Call My College Laptop to find an online college that will provide you with a laptop. In no time at all, you can double your earning potential. Double your earning potential. Call now. 1-800-582-7531. That's 800-582-7531. 800-582-7531.
CRN travelers, relax at the beautiful Fountain Grove Inn and Conference Center in Santa Rosa, California. Come to quality and come to luxury. Experience the newly renovated guest rooms. They're generously sized and they're decorated in the Tuscan tradition. They have great, incredible pillow-top mattresses, luxurious linens, and down-filled comforters. The Fountain Grove Inn also offers complimentary Wi-Fi and internet access. There's warm cookies and coffee every evening in the hotel lobby, and you can visit the newly remodeled Equus Restaurant and Equus Lounge with its new wine bar. It's the ideal place to relax and enjoy a glass of wine and watch our What's Cooking on Wine show on CRN with host Larry Van Alst on Wednesdays. It's the Fountain Grove Inn, Hotel, and Conference Center located in the heart of Sonoma wine country. It's easily located in Santa Rosa off the 101 Fountain Grove Parkway exit. Call 707-578-6101. That's 707-578-6101 or visit fountaingroveinns.com.
Hi, here's your delivery from Staples.com.
Thanks, Staples guy. Ugh, do you have stuff to clean this disaster of a break room?
Sure, Staples has wipes, paper towels, sprays, sponges, all at a low price.
How about these floors?
Disinfectant cleaners, mops, bucket with side press ringers, and yellow wet floor signs.
Anyone know how long it takes to reheat cod?
We also have air fresheners.
I'll take a case of those.
Make on budget happen, make cleaning up happen. Staples, make more happen. Now at Staples, get Scott 12-pack paper towels for just $7.99.
Offer valid on SKU 300469 in store and online. It's $3.28 while supplies last. See store staples.com for details.
Hi, this is Dawn Wells inviting you to read my new book, A Guide to Life. What would Mary Ann do? You don't have to go to Gilligan's Island to get a copy. You can go to my website, dawnwells.com, or bookstores everywhere. And if you're in Southern California, come visit me Wednesday, March 25th at Larry Edmunds Bookshop on Hollywood, 6644 Hollywood Boulevard at 7:30 p.m. Or for more information, go to dawnwells.com.
PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Michael Horn, Paul Stern, entertainment news and more for you. News stories of the day. By the way, program reminder, Dawn Wells will be at Roost Chris Steakhouse Monday night on the What's Cooking on Wine show. I believe we're trying to set that up at 6 o'clock local time in Pasadena. Roost Chris Steakhouse. We do the show live there Mondays at 6 p.m. Now, while I was gone, I went to spring training here, and Paul was holding down the fort. Magic Matt from our office was doing some house sitting and apparently has overfed my dog Angie. Apparently Angie had a little too much of a good thing, and she was just laying on the floor trying just to kind of err on the side of caution. By the way, speaking of rotten eggs, the egg industry is going to be using Kevin Bacon in a campaign. They're ordering up a side of Kevin Bacon. The American Egg Board says it plans to launch a print and online ad campaign this week that features Bacon using puns of his last name. The group says it's the first time it's using Kevin in a major marketing push, and it's the first time they're even using a Hollywood celebrity. And the campaign comes out at a promising time for the egg industry, with the nation's protein craze really fueling sales and decades of eggs being viewed as cholesterol bombs. Now they're saying that may not be the case. So apparently these commercials are going to be online, feature a woman making scrambled eggs for breakfast when Kevin Bacon appears, lying suggestively on the counter behind her. At one point, she leans in to sniff the actor and says she loves the smell of bacon. Oh. Then her husband walks in, and it's the wake up to eggs with bacon push by the ad agency. Sounds like a ride. Can't wait to see it now that I've told you all about it.
I have a feeling this one's going to fall flat on its face.
You know, he's in that Slashers series or whatever, isn't he? In that thing, it's on Fox Television where they're knifing people left and right. The Followers or whatever, the Following. Terrible series. It's in like 86th place or 59th or something. It's not scoring very high in the ratings.
Didn't he kind of rise to fame in that film Footloose?
Yes, he did. He did. He was great there, and in a lot of other stuff. I love Kevin Bacon, the actor, but not in The Following. It's just too gruesome. I can't believe it's on TV. I'll tell you what is a good show that's been on there, and I wish I would have started watching this. I hope they repeat it as this Empire. Apparently, this is, breaking all records. More people are watching this live every week. They're not taping it. They're watching it live. There were like 10 or 12 episodes, and it's like the third top-rated show now in the nation.
Yeah, and Tomas on the other side of the glass has been talking about this one like it's
like
the
Tomas, you should have me tune in. First, it's got that Taraji P. Henson. She was on Person of Interest. She's an incredible actor who's been she was up for an Academy Award, for gosh sakes, and she plays this character Cookie that comes up with these one-liners that's unbelievable. It's got Terrence Howard in it. He's like the head of a record label, and he's got like Lou Gehrig's disease, and he has to forward the control of this company to one of his deadbeat sons. He's got 3 of them, and it looks like a great show.
It covers like is it the music industry? Is that
it's kind of like Nashville is on ABC, and they got this Empire is on Fox.
Yeah, I don't know if this is part of the story.
R&B stuff.
I don't know if this is made it into the story, but there's been a little bit of controversy because I guess there are those out there that believe because it's on just general what we call over-the-air television,
free TV,
which I don't know anybody that gets free TV, but if there's anybody out there that gets free TV,
nobody does.
God bless you. You're smarter than I am because I can't get that contraption to work.
There was a guy on at the Dodger game in spring training, and every time there was a spectacular play, he had a sign and he would hold it up because Time Warner has all the Dodger games in Los Angeles, and you can only see them if you have Time Warner. Not on any other cable system, not on Cox, not on all the other great systems, not on DirecTV or Dish, nowhere except Time Warner Cable because none of the other companies want to pay the exorbitant fees that have to pay to get these games. So every time there's a big hit, the guy would hold up a sign saying, "You won't see that on Time Warner," and he was holding it right behind the Dodger dugout. I wonder if he got any good shots away. It's pretty fun stuff.
Yeah, but I heard that because it's on over-the-air TV that some of the actual true language that would be used in the context of this business, quote-unquote.
It's edited out.
It's been kind of sanitized.
So they'll edit out the language, but yet they'll show The Following with Kevin Bacon where the guy's getting slit up and knifed in the gut and stuff. Oh, it's just gruesome.
Or they'll subject us to all that Bruce Jenner junk.
That show, by the way, has been put on hold. As is Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner's been put on hold. We're not quite sure. They're not quite sure what the show will actually be, or what he will be. And so they're waiting until they can come up with actually a description for your TV guide. Now, Jennifer Aniston, she had a problem at her Bel Air house. Apparently took a little bit of a beating last Saturday evening.
I once had a problem with my Bel Air house. I got to tell you, I opened up a window and it was clear.
And there was a drunk driver. That hit a curb and drove his car right into her yard. And her security guard called 911 after the crash. The police arrived. The motorist in question reportedly said he wasn't behind the wheel. We have a quote on that, don't we? I think I was behind the wheel. Tell Jennifer I'm sorry.
Does Jennifer Aniston really have a security guard?
Yes, of course.
Or does she have one of those guys that drives by
she's a big star.
Twice a night.
You know? Time of the Sorta has Sean, who kind of is a food taster for him. You got to have that kind of thing. in the world. Okay, Angie, just sit down and relax a little bit. Thank you. Now, Mitt Romney and Evander Holyfield. This one's starting to really big deal. It's a heavyweight boxing champ, Evander Holyfield, and Mitt Romney. What? Is Mitt Romney, will he be alive after this? It's the marquee event. It's going to be a big evening. It's going to be about May 15th at the Rail Event Center near the Union Pacific Depot in Salt Lake City. They say now, quoting, it's either going to be a very short fight or I will be knocked unconscious. That's what Mitt Romney said. I hope he's alive after this.
Is he going to actually get into the ring?
I guess. Evander Holyfield, come on.
This doesn't make any sense.
Evander said it won't be much of a fight. We'll both suit up and get in the ring and spar around a little bit. Hey, come on. What's to stop Evander Holyfield from really letting it loose? Teach old Mitt Romney crawl in the ring. He got knocked out of the presidential race. I don't think he wants to get knocked out of this one.
I understand that Mitt Romney is actually training with Floyd Patterson.
And it's amazing because Floyd has passed away. So, apparently Mitt thinks he's training with Floyd Patterson. But it's actually Pad Flatterson. Floyd's brother, Pad Flatterson.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think
you
so.
brought it up. I mean, Floyd is not, I don't believe Floyd is with us anymore. I think he's long gone.
Pat Patterson, an executive with the WWE.
I love Floyd. Yeah, Pat Floyderson is an executive with the WWE. You should check out him. He's good. All right, we'll continue.
No idea what you just said.
Come back here. I got to tell you about something that's really ticking me off with baseball, and we'll have that straight ahead.
Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost you thousands. The Quicken Loans PMI Advantage is our lender-paid mortgage insurance program. You see, we pay the PMI so you don't have to. PMI Advantage can give you more options, more flexibility, and may save you thousands when you refinance. To learn more, call us at 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN, or visit us at QuickenLoans.com.
Important terms and conditions apply. Calls for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
We are perfectionists. We do it right and don't stop until the job is done. We build commercial zero-turn mowers with maneuverability, power, and comfort. Who are we? We are Kubota. Now, during our More Power to You sales event, you can get long-term financing as low as 0% APR on new commercial-grade Z700 series mowers.
For more information or to find a participating dealer, go to Kubota.com.
Homeowners, now is the season to be thinking about your roof, because all it takes is one storm to turn a small roof problem into a major leak. If it's time for a new roof, call Sears at 888-465-9720. You can save $500 if you call right now. Sears licensed, fully insured contractors can get your roofing job done right. Just call 888-465-9720. Sears has a variety of shingles and styles that are built for long-lasting performance, and you'll save $500 if you call now. So call Sears for a free home consultation at 888-465-9720. Hurry, offer ends soon. Not available in all areas. Installation provided by Sears authorized licensed contractors. License information available upon request. That's Sears Roofing. Call right now and save $500. Call 888-465-9720. 888-465-9720. Call Sears now and get that roof repaired. Call 888-465-9720.
PM Show, weekend edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn with Paul Stern. You know, Wednesday in this time slot, we have the great Fred Dry. In fact, Fred does a weekend show here, too. It's the PM Show on sports. And we're going to talk next weekend about this. I was at spring training, and here's my problem with baseball. It's pitch counts. It's guys not being able to pitch. It's, this and that. And so all of a sudden, that agent, Scott Boras, he's got all of the big stars. I mean, you talk about screwing over the Dodgers. The Ned Colletti, when he was general manager, signs up Andre Ethier and Matt Kemp to multi-year deals, and then they have to trade them away and pay half the salary on it, pay more than half the salary on it, because it is nuts. And who's that guy with the big beard and everything, all the tattoos? Their reliever they had out of the bullpen, Brian, whatever his name was.
Brian Wilson.
Brian Wilson.
Not the Brian Wilson, by the way, from
the Beach Boys. Yeah. No, this is Brian Wilson, the relief pitcher who had a good year or two with the Giants and maybe an okay year with the Dodgers. Now he's getting paid $9.5 million. He's training at home. He's not even on the team. No other team wants him, but he's still getting $9.5 million. This is what's wrong with it. And these agents, here's the deal that really gets me. This powerful agent, to Scott Boras, he realizes that the Chicago Cubs have no intention of putting this rookie third baseman, his client, Chris Bryant, on their opening day roster. And he no longer can keep his big fat mouth trap shut. This a-hole went off accusing the Cubs ownership of hoarding money instead of trying to win. Quoting Scott Boras, he says, "You are damaging the ethics and brand of Major League Baseball." He was talking to the USA Today, and he said, Chris Bryant has extraordinary skills. Bryant is a superstar. He has distinguished himself from all players at every level he's played. Here's my problem with Scott Boras, the biggest a-hole of baseball these days. He negotiates a deal with the Cubs. The Cubs pay the money. Isn't it the Cubs' right to decide whether they want to have the guy play or not? Scott Jerk Boras, get your mouth shut. Quit screwing around with the game of baseball. Now keep your mouth shut once you get a guy signed up, and quit telling the Cubs when they should be able to play this guy or not. It's up to them. Well, if they're stupid and the guy's wonderful like you say and they won't play him, big deal. Shut your mouth if you're the agent. Agents are too much into baseball. They have destroyed this game of baseball. That's why pitchers only pitch 5 or 6 innings and have to take their little arms out because they only pitched 100 little pitches, little wimpies. It's like baseball has really become a wimp sport. And I'll tell you this, if Chris Bryant is any kind of a man, he'll go to his agent and he'll say, shut up, Scott, please. Let's just let this thing go. Scott Boras saying, quoting everybody in baseball, he's saying he's a major league player ready for the big leagues. Gee, I guess so if he was signed by the Cubs, Scott. I have players call me, executives call me, the Cubs people want him there. Everyone says they cannot send this guy down. It's too obvious. So, Scott Boras, here's what I think of you. I do not like agents in baseball. I really don't.
Do we know who the Cubs are going to be putting at the third base bag?
I think some kind of a statue of Ernie Banks. I just made that up. And if they wanted to, let them do it because, they're the Cubs. They can do whatever they want to do.
They could do whatever they
want
to do.
Right? I mean, if you want to sign the guy and pay $1 million and send him down for seasoning in the minor leagues, so be it.
Yeah, the Cubs have tried just about everything. Aren't they kind of like the hapless team of
Well, supposedly they have a pretty good team this year. Yeah. It says hope springs eternal in spring, and they beat the Dodgers when I saw them.
Really?
Bless you, Angie. Apparently, Angie not only picked up some sort of a gas problem while Matt was taking care of, but she now picked up some kind of a disease. I hope he didn't feed her sriracha. Let me just tell you this thing. Magic Matt in our staff eats more sriracha than the entire city of Irwindale, where the sriracha factory is located.
He likes things with a little bit of spice.
In fact, I know, with Matt being in our office, you talk about the problem on the plane, I know what problems they have in Irwindale just by Matt ordering lunch. You can kind of tell what he's got there. All right, back to the news. Cinderella, one of the ones you want to see, big movie this weekend. They revised it down. It only made $67.9 million. Big deal.
Steve Evans, by the way, Steve, the movie guy on the What's Cooking show, was touting this one big time.
Apparently it's a great film. Everybody likes to see it. I'll tell you what I want to see. And this little girl was flying on the plane going to spring training in Phoenix, and she had her little iPad on, and she was watching Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
It was The Cat in the Hat. That was the movie.
Well, you couldn't
by Dr. I got to see that. I'm going to go ahead and get that on Netflix.
You couldn't pay me enough money to see it.
Angie, please, get the heck out of the room, would you? Go outside and chase some squirrels or something.
Maybe Angie is preparing for a flight to Dubai.
I don't know, but I think Matt is trying to prompt me for some kind of raise or something, and so he fed Angie something that has disagreed with her stomach.
Well, Matt's a little bit, I don't want to call anybody kind of unorthodox, but Matt does walk to the beat of a different drum.
Let me turn on the room fan in here and see if I can spread the smell to the house. That's good. Okay, Beauty and the Beast, the remake is set for March 2017, so that's going to be good. Jamie Foxx has stepped into the ring. Listen to this. He was battling. He's going to play the role of Mike Tyson, but I understand Mitt Romney was up for that role as well. I understand Mitt Romney was up for the role.
Does this
Mitt Romney shots? What's that? Yes.
No, does this Mitt Romney, this Evander Holyfield thing have kind of like the makings of like a Three Stooges episode or some kind of a our gang comedy?
Evander Holyfield unloads a right hook. I'll tell you that.
I think people in the office are already predicting there's going to be some kind of a phantom punch where Romney's going to go down like without even contact being made.
One of those that Sonny Liston, Muhammad Ali phantom punch. That's good. And by the way, for those of you with young children, here's some exciting news that you can tell them this weekend. And Disney is planning a sequel to Frozen. So you can hear all that music all over again. It's going to be just wonderful. Frozen just in time for Christmas. It'll be wonderful. Can't wait for it. All right, straight ahead we continue. It's the PM Show Weekend Edition. I've got to go get some oxygen. I'll be back in just a few minutes here along with Paul.
Just call your flight attendant.
CRN travelers, relax at the beautiful Fountain Grove Inn and Conference Center in Santa Rosa, California. Come to quality and come to luxury. Experience the newly renovated guest rooms. They're generously sized and they're decorated in the Tuscan tradition. They have great, incredible pillow top mattresses, luxurious linens, and down-filled comforters. The Fountain Grove Inn also offers complimentary Wi-Fi and internet access. There's warm cookies and coffee every evening in the hotel lobby, and you can visit the newly remodeled Equus Restaurant and Equus Lounge with its new wine bar. It's the ideal place to relax and enjoy a glass of wine and watch our What's Cooking on Wine show on CRN with host Larry Van Alst on Wednesdays. It's the Fountain Grove Inn, Hotel, and Conference Center located in the heart of Sonoma wine country. It's easily located in Santa Rosa off the 101 Fountain Grove Parkway exit. Call 707-578-6101. That's 707-578-6101 or visit fountaingroveinn.com.
Have you ever considered adding a home security system but thought it would be too expensive? Here's the good news. There's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home, valuables, and your loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Here's even better news. Your new system, worth $850, is free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and purchase monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Get the peace of mind that comes with owning an ADT monitored system, plus a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home. Call now, 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
Do you have unfiled tax returns or owe the IRS or state more than $10,000? If you don't take action now, your tax problem is going to get worse. Much worse. Seizure of property, bank levies, wage garnishments, and potential criminal prosecution. And if you owe the IRS back payroll taxes, chances are you will be visited at your home or business by an IRS agent. Don't become paralyzed by fear. Take action now. Call the experts at U.S. Tax Shield for help. Our team of experienced tax attorneys can get you protected. Stop collections and negotiate a permanent settlement with the IRS and state, potentially saving you thousands of dollars. At U.S. Tax Shield, our tax advisors will review your case for free, inform you of your rights, and give you a guaranteed quote. No games and no tricky upsells. That's why we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Put an end to your torment. Get protected. Get the Shield. Call U.S. Tax Shield now at 800-211-8753. That's 800-211-8753. 800-211-8753.
Welcome back here to the PM Show Weekend Edition. I'm Michael Horn along with Paul Stern. Entertainment and news of the day for you. Trending news. And by the way, Paul Stern, what is the most anticipated spring sporting event? What would you say?
I think opening day of baseball.
Well, it's actually the Major League Baseball season. You're absolutely right. 47%. Followed by 38% for men's NCAA tournament, the Final Four, as they say. The NFL draft, 34%. The NBA playoffs, 32%. And the Masters golf, 20%. So we thought we'd pass that along. We mentioned, we were talking about Kubota tractors over there. Another tractor manufacturer, Mahindra, made in India. And they have now, they're making invested in electric car racing. They've got these Formula E teams that they're putting together, and they are practicing this Formula E racing series. So that's interesting from Mahindra. All right, some TV news for you. I mentioned the number 3 show, Empire. They have more tweets on that show than any other show. They've surpassed The Walking Dead. Over 451,000 tweets per episode for Empire, 444,000, a little over that for The Walking Dead. I guess the season finale was a 2-hour finale on Empire last night or the other night, and it had a lot of cameo appearances and more, and so they're not going to do another. Wait till the fall, but they're going to come back, and probably that show's going to take off. American Horror Story, the Jessica Lange, Jessica Lange was in the show, and I don't know if the people are going to be coming back next year. It's already been announced that she's officially out. She says, "Yes, I'm done," but they say Lady Gaga is in. And a few others. I don't know if you watched that show, but Jessica Lange was great in American Horror Story. Loved it. Married at First Sight started this week. Would you walk down the aisle with a stranger for a chance at happily ever after? That's what Married at First Sight. That's on A&E, one of their new series. Twin Peaks has been put on hold indefinitely. Apparently, despite the approval of the reboot of that TV show on Showtime, it might not be happening because in a recent interview, the creator, David Lynch, shared that there might have been complications with the new season. So the episodes are written, contract negotiations are not going swimmingly right now. So we'll have to see what's going on. NBC's Nancy Snyderman, she quit. She resigned as chief medical editor on NBC News. She's been scarcely seen on that broadcast over the last few weeks. Because her profile has been much lower since her return from the Ebola scandal, where she violated a voluntary quarantine by going to a restaurant near her New Jersey home. So she has been let go, and
maybe it was Nancy Snyderman that was on that flight from London to Dubai.
I don't. It could be. I don't know.
Could have upset stomach.
A little bit.
Ebola.
Or maybe it was Brian Williams. Brian Williams hasn't been seen on NBC in some while, but I think he was on a flight from London to Dubai.
Actually NBC would just like to put Brian Williams into the restroom and lock the door.
I'm telling you. All right, that's our show, everybody. Kerry Washington, by the way, you like her on Scandal. She's going to be on a scandalous HBO movie called Confirmation. So she's a leading lady. She signed on. They're going to star and executive produce a TV movie. She's going to play Anita Hill, who testified against Clarence Thomas during his 1991 Supreme Court nomination hearings. And Hill's testimony changed the way the entire country thought about sexual harassment.
I don't know if that's going to do any good for anybody.
I don't think it. You know what? And I'm through with Starbucks coffee. They're not saying think race or something. I mean, come on. I'm tired of the Academy Awards telling me to call my grandma. I'm tired of everybody preaching to me on what to do. I just want to go to Starbucks and have a freaking cup of very expensive coffee. As a matter of fact, that's why I think I'll go to McDonald's. It's about a quarter of the cost of what you pay at Starbucks. Glad I don't have stock in that company. That new CEO is going nuts. That's our show. Thanks for joining us. Hope you have yourself a great weekend. Thanks so much to our executive producer, Courtney Cadera. Thanks to Tomas. Thank you, Paul Stern. I'm Michael Horn saying have a good weekend.